Hey there, so I've come to a conclusion. If you want to argue about business or law, PhDs, thermonuclear dynamics, if you want to argue about cloud cover and on, well, you need to write a comic book. Why? Because apparently it allows you to understand everything. We have the internet PhDs climbing out from the woodworks telling you, hey, that lawyer over there, they don't know anything. Why? Because I'm qualified. I write comic books. Why don't you step aside? We're going to talk about this stuff. Now, if you haven't been watching exactly what's going on, Diversity in Comics has filed a lawsuit against Mark Waid for tortious interference. A lot of stuff went on back when, too. If you've watched this play out, yeah, it is a mess. I've done about 3 videos on the subject recently. I'm trying not to cover the exact same thing, but wow, the groundswell of stuff that is going on, it is amazing. Now you have the comic book pros. They're trying to link hands and sing Kumbaya while creating hashtags IStandWithMarkWaid. Now, personally, I would like to see a response to that, like I stand on Mark Waid, because you know what? I want to stand on the back of him and make a point. I want to make the point that the behavior that we saw was not acceptable. I don't call for jobs. I don't try to make a person not have one with an industry. I think that the industry should stand up itself and know what to police. I also don't try to call for people to be kicked out of Comic Cons. I don't try to call for people to lose money within a field. But these people, they do. They do it all the time. And Mark Waid, wow. If you look at him assaulting business out there and trying to cost them money, Antarctic Press, that's just one. Alterna Comics, they were another one within that. He decided to step to as well. How many pros has he done that to? Trying to teach people their place in line. Well, now you have all of these pros, of course. They have to stand up to the bad guy. And for some reason, they have decided that this guy, the guy who has punched holes in walls, the guy who is known for angry outbursts and for targeting other professionals, somehow, in some way, he's the good guy today. You can see this article from Bounding Into Comics capturing that. And if you haven't checked out Bounding Into Comics by now, you definitely need to do so. If you want to keep up with what exactly is going on, yeah, this is the way to do it. But anyhow, let's look at this article. After Diversity in Comics sues Mark Waid, comic book professionals launch I Stand With Mark Waid as a hashtag. Isn't that beautiful? Oh, look, our first person here that's going to pop into this too, it's the internet lawyer Jamal Igle. Jamal Igle, internet lawyer. I love this guy. I love this guy. So anyhow, let's get to this. After news broke of Richard Meyer's lawsuit against Mark Waid for tortious interference and defamation, a number of comic book industry professionals rallied around the DC Comics and Marvel Comics veteran writer. Here we have Jamal Lawyer, again, internet lawyer. He says, I stand with Mark Waid, obviously. Besides him usually being on the side of angels. You love the fact that he really committed there. Besides him usually being on that, because he's such a good guy out there that he's usually down for the cause. But continuing, this suit will fall apart the moment a judge asks what prevented you from pursuing a publishing deal with another company. I wonder what would do that. Oh, wait, all of these people labeling you a monster. I get that. But continuing, let's see who else is here. Oh, look, it's Kurt Busiek, another guy that pretty much knows anything and everything about, well, everything. This is the guy that decided to go off on somebody because Kurt Busiek was complaining about air conditioning. This guy said, hey, you could fix that by installing a type of unit, and he goes off on him. I did a video about that. That's the kind of people you're dealing with. So Kurt Busiek says, since everybody's saying I stand with Mark Waid, let me just take that a little bit further and say, hell, I'll offer him a chair and buy him dinner. Let the man sit. Besides, he's pretty entertaining to chat with over a meal. Yeah, my funny. My gatekeeping the industry. Isn't that fun? Another person here. This person says, snowflake. Richard Meyer is a laughing stock, exhausting infant, and creatively vacant douche to 99% of the comic book industry. That's why his career is shit. Hope he has fun spending that monkey money all you tools gave him on a lawyer. I stand with Mark Waid. Wow, that comes off in really bad light. Monkey money? Ooh, better watch those racist comments out there. Oh man, talking about a laughingstock, exhausting infant, creatively vacant douche. Sounds like pretty much all of Marvel described. I mean, really, maybe you should write blurbs for them because, hey, that's pretty much what I hear there. Here's yet another person there. I stand with Mark Waid, disgusted by what's going on right now. Basically, Ethan Van Sciver is at best a bully. Dick Meyer of Diversity in Comics is at best a bigot who has regularly harassed people online. Support Ethan or Dick, feel free to unfollow me right now, please. Well, you know what? Case closed there. Oh wait, I was never following you before because I never really cared. So yeah, the 28 people, that commented and the 135 likes you managed, way to go, chump. Way to go. Tess Fowler, most hated person in comic books, confirmed by many people. I've talked to many people out there, and Tess Fowler is not liked by so many. In fact, I have had some very interesting stories that I can't throw out there because I would burn sources, but my God, when you start hearing about people behind the scenes, well, you understand that the thing that you see out there in the front, that's only a little taste of what this person is like. And with that little taste, you can imagine there. So Tess Fowler, I stand with Mark Waid. When a whole lot of people wouldn't do anything at all, Mark tried his best to help. Many times in ways the public never saw. Mark's got my full support, always. I wonder what else he did. Since we know about Baltimore Comic-Con and Mark Waid essentially talking about, getting a person confronted and that chat not going to go well, which I put in my last video. I wonder exactly what he was trying to do behind the everything. Was he sitting around with the same group like B. Claymore and on where they were talking about goading someone into violence or more? I mean, he seems a little more direct than that. I can only imagine what he was talking about behind the scenes. Yet another person here telling us these fools feel empowered by the news of the lawsuit. Just wait until they get hit with a bright red cock of justice. Wow, he's really like that bright red cock, man. No wonder DC is showing Lil Wayne within Batman Damned these days. But continuing here, or maybe that's a call out to Red Rooster. Maybe he's a Red Rooster fan. Not confirmed, but continuing here. Yet another person. Whatever happens with this ridiculous lawsuit, I'm not exaggerating when I say Mark Waid's comics have gotten me through some of the darkest periods of my life and making me a better, happier person. Nobody can take that away from him. I stand with Mark Waid. Yeah, nobody can take away the fact that he had comics like Irredeemable. He had comics like, Kingdom Come. Unfortunately, those aren't a reflection of the actual person behind that. Because when you look at what that person has brought out into the limelight, he is a petty, vindictive person that has talked about flipping tables, that has talked about, again, punching holes in walls, sending black wreaths to people because, hey, that's the way that you want to celebrate the 60-plus people you supposedly care about losing their jobs. But continuing on here, here's yet another one. One of the nicest people I've met in the industry. Fun and caring, enough said. Yeah, he sounds like a fun and caring individual. Yet another one here. This lawsuit is just a cry for attention from some dweeb who seems to have run out of creative ways at attempting to seem edgy and innovative to his fellow dorks. Don't you love the idea that people that create comic books are going to call you dorks out there now? It sounds like the same thing that you heard way back when from those same people that thought that they could shove you into lockers. Only these people, yeah, they can shove anyone into a locker. Let's continue on right here. I stand with Mark Waid because he's the only one with truth on his side. I look forward to the discovery phase of a trial that is bigoted, abusive, aggressive opponent will end up paying for. Oh yeah, I look forward to that too, because I hate to tell you, but the stuff behind all of this, let's just think about this for a moment. We've seen, as they want to call diversity in comics, Dickie out there, we've seen him go and he's played a game wherein he has countered these people time and again. He has been ahead of them all of the time. So don't you think when it takes to the stage, don't you think maybe he has something up his sleeve? And when he has something up his sleeve there, don't you think that, say, a Mark Waid or an Antarctic, those people surely, they haven't kept their mouth shut all of this time. And again, that assumes that there aren't things like the conversation itself that are recorded or other things as well. I mean, there could be so much there. I have to say that I know that there's at least a little bit there. We all know that there is a little bit there, but man, can you imagine? It'll just be a great show. Just wait and see. So here we go. Oh man, it's Zoe Quinn. Oh yeah, somebody that has cheated people out of over $80,000 on Kickstarter. Isn't that lovely? I stand with Mark Waid and every other creator that Comicsgate pee pants doo-doo babies have harassed. That's interesting to take language like pee pants and doo-doo babies. I wonder if a certain guy like Robbie Rodriguez, I wonder if he influenced that way of thought, because butthole picture. Oh wait, you don't stand up to that, do you? Safety council and on, but you don't stand up to the own harassment thrown out by people that are on the books that you represent. But continuing here, I don't usually bother talking about how they've come from me too, because A, duh, and B, I'm tired of saying the same shit for the last 4 years, but fuck them. Don't stand for this shit. Yeah, you never talk about it, do you? Except pretty much every day. I mean, you don't, you basically, you throw a bunch of crap out there hoping that someone will react to it, and then, of course, oh my God, someone reacted to it. Yet another person here. Sometimes there are horrible people in the world who attempt to bring good ones down. Don't let them get to you, sir, because I stand with Mark Waid. Oh, for a second there, it's like a plot twist in a movie. I feel like I just went in and I heard someone say, I see dead people, because I thought they were actually describing Mark Waid. Good plot twist there. Good one. You confused me there. Here's yet another one. And if there was ever a doubt, oh man, I stand with Mark Waid. Oh look, of course, Kwanzaa. How are you doing, buddy? This goes without saying, but I stand with Mark Waid. Unbelievable that Dick is so delusional and egotistical. He can't see that this is just showing more of his ass. Yeah, because of course, you folks have gone out of your way to try to keep him from being able to do his own thing. You told him to do his own thing, then you attack it at every point. You attack distribution and on, but you think there's nothing that you're going to pay for it with there. That's a beautiful thing. Like I said, we don't sit around calling for your jobs. We don't sit around trying to get you removed from cons, but that's what you folks do. It shows exactly what kind of people you are. Yeah, another one here, no slouching allowed. Yeah, probably because, Mark Waid, he's pretty much a slouch. Here's yet another one, everyone else pays cash. There. Yes. Another person that is so unimportant, I'm just going to skip you. Yet another one. I'm going to skip you too. Here's someone else, going to skip you too. And so on. It's amazing when you look at some of the people that are highlighted within that. The only reason that they have any kind of profile at all is because, hey, they've been anti-Comicsgate. Isn't that amazing to you as well? That people have latched on and they want to be a victim. They want to be someone that is quote-unquote marginalized, so therefore they can be offended by things that weren't said, or they can be the defenders of, so they can go out and they can attack quote-unquote people of color. They can call them KK Comicsgate, or they can call them Nazis and threaten to punch them and on, because hey, what is a person with hatred inside, moving from one polarity to another? Well, they're still the same person. There's still a person with hatred inside. Yet another person here, I stand with Mark Waid because it's not his voice keeping those clowns from careers in comics. It's comic decency, or common sense, decency, and good taste. I thought like everyone, comics were made for everyone. And meanwhile, when you go out, you can do and make. That's what people keep saying there. But of course, they're telling you that gatekeeping is alive and it's real. Chaos Generation Comics. Topic, Mark Waid. Lest there be any confusion, and if you know anything about me, there shouldn't be one scintilla of doubt. I stand with Mark Waid. Are we clear? Bravo. Bravo. So brave. So stunning. Yet another person here. I haven't read the full nonsense story yet, so you haven't even caught up on it yet, but Mark Waid is one of the classiest, smartest, and friendliest creators in comics. Yeah, until you disagree with him, right? Then he's going to call you a misogynist, and he's going to try to ban you from Comic-Cons and on. Yeah, great guy there. But continuing, I was lucky enough to be edited by him on a comic and became a 500% better writer as a result. So you have some kind of tie to him. Oh, look, it's Mark Lombardi, the guy that loves to go out and target people in the name of the company that he pretty much drove away a multitude of sales from. Great job. What's funny is I never checked into Rat Queen specifically because of this guy. I actually thought about checking it out because I was curious about it. I was curious how it's set up. But this guy, he is the person that made me think, yeah, I wouldn't want to do that, And I'm talking about before Tess Fowler and after Tess Fowler. Yeah, this guy. Good job there. But continuing here, I'm sure this is obvious because everyone knows how I feel about Comicsgate. Yeah, you are obsessed with Comicsgate. It'd be awesome if you took like that profile there where you're actually outside, and maybe you went outside sometimes. That would probably be fun. Here's yet another person there. I am but one of many, and that will back him. I stand with Mark Waid, and so on. You get this kind of picture here. You see over and over again the type of folks that are there. And I have to say that most of the people that I've seen here, that are standing up there, yeah, that's lovely. Oh, man. But how did Mark Waid make him write that disgusting tweet? Oh, Richard Myler is a vile, racist, misogynist snowflake, and his cowardly lawsuit will expose him before the law. These folks do not understand the law at all. They don't get it. In fact, they showcase it over and over again. Like here's the guy that runs graphic policy, pretty much probably either quoting himself or quoting someone he had write something, So expect you all to get requests for all communications, and it's now all public. Think no one will hire you now. Wait until that is all public. Myers is, in his hubris, just sunk you all. Congratulations. You just played yourself, because, hey, people are going to have all of their information showcased too. Hey, that's how the law works, right? Except it doesn't. Of course, it doesn't work that way. And then, of course, talking about how terrible human beings they are, and then calls, again, a diverse cast of people KKK Comicsgate. Can't even understand the last K is supposed to take over the C, but what would you expect from someone like this? I put together a thread. Hey, proud of you, buddy. Good job there. And so on, and so on. And then we have a lawyer here. Well, let's just ignore the lawyer, because, of course, they don't work in comic books. So what do they know? They study law. Damn. No, let's actually see what they say. No, I don't think they will be evidence against Waid. Waid is liable for his own statements, not the statements of others. It would be possible that some statements, such as the ones about Meyer never getting work again, could be used as evidence that Waid's defamation has spread and caused him damage. But these are just opinions on social media. They wouldn't have that much probative value. Oh, well, of course, what does that compare, again, to all of these people that are standing together? And again, saying, I stand with Mark Waid. Now, there's so much more here, too. We could look at so much more, and we will look at someone like Richard Pace next time. But this time I didn't want to include it all in here. I just want to show you what kind of desperation is out there. Like I say, I would like a hashtag myself, like IStandOnMarkWaid, because of course, when I'm going to go out and I'm going to pull up the pulpit and say, this is exactly what comics looks like. When you request professionalism and good products, yeah, he is point in case. A guy who would go out and defame, deride, and call you a bigot, a misogynist, and on. These people don't even believe that hype either. They truly don't. I mean, when you listen to them, they say, not all of these people, but they try to make caveats where they can squirm their way out these days. But not Mark Waid. Oh no. Mark Waid believes the strong protect the weak. And of course, the weak is anyone that isn't Mark Waid. I mean, look at the way that he writes Captain America when he utilizes that. Look at the way that he profiled that. But let me know what you think about this. If you like this kind of content too, this is obviously wrong thing. I mean, look at the comic book industry. So, of course, this stuff has to be de-incentivized. So, if you like this kind of content, please consider supporting this channel and other ones as well. There are 2 links within the description, a PayPal link and a Patreon link. Also, like and subscribe. We are almost at 9,500 subs. I'm looking forward to 10,000. We'll have some kind of giveaway. But make sure that you let me know what you think about this too, because wow, I mean, look at the craziness. And it's just getting started. I mean, we have just gotten started. I mean, think about the party that's to come. But anyhow, let me know what you think, and thank you.